Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial. Today, we're visiting Patriots Point in South Carolina, and we're on board one of the ships in their collection, USS Laffy. Laffy is the last Allen M. Sumner class destroyer that's been preserved as a museum in the United States, and she's extremely historically significant for her World War II service, which included a major kamikaze attack in April of 1945. The ship was on radar picket duty, and a flight of as many as 50 Japanese kamikazes flew overhead, with a number of the inexperienced pilots diverting to attack this vessel. So over the course of a single day, she is attacked repeatedly and manages to survive attacks, bomb hits, and aircraft crashes from several of these planes. American anti-aircraft guns by 1945 largely lacked the stopping power to put down a kamikaze. You can hit it with a 20mm round or a 40mm round, but this thing's coming at you like a ballistic missile. You've got to completely destroy the aircraft before it hits your ship. And the only weapon that the U.S. Navy had widely deployed at that time was the 5-inch .38 caliber gun. So we are in the upper handling room of Laffey's Mount 52. She has 3 twin 5-inch gun mounts. This one is the second one up forward, the super firing turret. So we're here on the main deck, and it's just interesting how her 5-inch magazines are arranged compared to the Battleship. Now the Battleship is, I've said this term before, she's a gold plater. She is, even though she's wartime construction, she is built to the absolute highest standards with all sorts of armor plating to survive contact with the enemy. Sumner-class destroyers are a wartime design and an evolutionary development out of the Fletcher-class destroyers. They are built relatively quickly and cheaply, and they're not designed to be as survivable. They don't have to come home because we can build them faster than they're being sunk. Now, they proved, particularly Laffy, proved that this class was highly survivable. But one of the very, very interesting features I find about this ship, which is common with other World War II era destroyers, but not the same with the battleships, is the dredger hoist here, which has the powder coming up from the magazine down below, is outside of the handling room. And it's basically right inside the door to the exterior weather deck. There's probably 3/8 plate welded here, not armor, just mild steel. So it would be relatively easy for an enemy projectile or aircraft to come in and damage this. It's nowhere near as armored as the battleship. Well, of course, destroyers aren't as armored, and a ship like Laffey, somewhere around 2,500 tons, so barely more than a single 16-inch turret on an Iowa-class battleship. But they're still following the same principle as on the battleship. The shells come up a dredger hoist from the magazine, and then they're removed from the dredger hoist and passed to another hoist inside this ready service upper handling room, and then that hoist lifts it up to the gun mount itself. So a hit on the gun does not allow embers, sparks, explosions to go straight down an elevator shaft into a magazine. You've got 2 separate spaces. Just some of this is behind additional plating, and some of it's right here in a passageway, or other handling rooms and magazines on these ships are in berthing compartments, mess decks, things like that, just wherever you can cram them in. The crew life is secondary to being able to fight the ship. Now, on Laffey, there are 2 barrels on her 5-inch guns, and there's 2 dredger hoists feeding them. Battleship New Jersey is the same way. Here, it seems like the powder is coming up on this side. Why do I say that? Because we've got decanting scuttles here on the deck. So the powder comes up in aluminum canisters from the magazine, and you are taking the top off, you're taking the brass charge out of that, and you're sending it through this door here. and you're taking that aluminum canister, and there's no room in this passageway to stack them up, so you're dropping them into whatever space is below you. Again, it's probably a berthing space or something. Now, there's another one of these dredger hoists on the other side of the ship. So here, we've got a dredger hoist, we've got no decanting scuttles in the deck, and then we've got this passing port, which is completely different from the one on the other side. And this allows you to put a shell in, which is considerably shorter than the powder charge, to the ready service slot here. So I always assumed you got 2 barrels for your gun, you got 2 dredger hoists, you've got 2 hoists down in the upper handling room, so you've probably got shells and powder alternating up the hoist. And maybe that's how it was on the battleship, but here it is very obvious that one hoist is for powder, one hoist is for shells. And that's what I love about dredger hoists, is that you can throw almost any sort of ammunition that a single man can lift onto them, and it will fit. So you can take the exact same thing and install it in 10 different ships for multiple calibers of gun. And maybe you're sending both up on one hoist. Ships like the Fletchers have single-barreled guns, and so they've only got 1 hoist per gun. Or maybe you're using multiple hoists like here on Laffey. And these hoists, this ammo handling arrangement, contributed to a rate of fire of 22 rounds per minute. That's less than 3 seconds between getting these 55-pound shells and 22-pound powder canisters into the gun to be able to engage kamikazes and knock them out of the sky, and ultimately keeping these planes from hitting the ship is what allowed the ship to survive. If she had have had, one more hit, that would have probably done it. What do you think was the most effective anti-aircraft weapon of World War II? Let us know in the comments section down below. I'm a big fan of the 5-inch 38 as a dual-purpose gun, but I'm not sure I think that's the most effective AA weapon. It was certainly the most effective weapon by the time the Kamikazes come around, but the 40mm gun, the Bofors gun, does a lot of work earlier in the war. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals. If you'd like to help support museum ships, there's a link in the description below to Patriots Point's donate page, so you can help preserve ships like Laffey and Yorktown. Let them know who sent you. And also, if you'd like to support Battleship New Jersey, you can like, share, and subscribe so that more people find out about our museum and our channel. Thanks for watching.